University, Raipur. Today's session is aligned with three vital sustainable development goals related to decent work, economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, responsible consumption and production, making it all the more relevant in today's competitive world. So, what exactly Six Sigma is? It's not a buzzword, but a data-driven methodology that helps businesses to identify problem, reduce defect, and enhance process quality, aiming for near perfect results. Whether you are building entrepreneur, a manager, or a student aiming for industry readiness, Six Sigma is must skill now. So, to continue today's insightful session, it's time to introduce our distinguished expert joining us. We are truly privileged to have with us Mr. Amitabh Saxena. He is the founder of Anexas, a global consultancy group with offices in more than 5 countries and clients over more than 25 nations. With 34 years of experience, he is a renowned trainer in Lean Six Sigma, project management, and AI, having trained more than 2 lakh professionals. By graduation background, he's a chemical engineer and MB Finance from JBIMS Mumbai. He had worked in top companies. Amitabh sir has implemented process excellence process in more than 50 organizations across the various sectors. He is also the author of Amazon bestseller The Anexas Story and a weekly columnist in Indian newspapers. His work has earned him global recognition in quality, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So, without further delay, let us virtually welcome Mr. Amitabh Saxena to take over the session. Sir, we are very eager to learn and hear from you.
Thank you, Dr. Nishtha. It's a pleasure to have to be here with the Kalinga University, and I'll be happy to give whatever knowledge I have to the students. And the best part would be like rather than talking about industries, they are all MBA students, or if you can.
So there's a mix of students. There's two students are from BBA, MBA background, and like from second semester, fourth semester, sixth semester. So they are all the mixed students.
And are there any streams like in like marketing, finance?
Yes, so for MBA, like they have their specialization also. Six Sigma is a specialization they are pursuing. And for BBA, marketing, HR, the core specializations other than the entrepreneurship, from banking and finance, these are the specializations which they are part of.
Okay, so Six Sigma is also one of the.
And so one more thing, like we have international students as well from our institute and the other institutes as well who have joined for this particular session.
Okay, great, great. So what I'll do is, no, because I see people from Six Sigma, like those who are studying Six Sigma, they're also part of this session. First of all, my voice is clear.
Yes.
Actually, I had a better studio, but at home, but I'm taking it from office. So the cameras and the mics and I could have, I got a good access to some great stuff. But I hope if I'm audible and I'm visible, that should be fair enough. Okay, and please let me know in case you're not able to hear me or some issues are there at any time. Please let me know.
Sure.
Okay, so welcome to the training, and today because you are all Six Sigma students and you can keep interacting with me in the chat. So because how much you have already seen the DMAC? Are you aware of DMAC? Are you aware of a little bit of say basic stuff like box plots and scatter plots? Based on that, I will proceed forward. Or you have a mix of people who are some are aware and some are not aware. If kindly let me know. So let me ask you a simple question: are you aware of Pareto charts? Everyone or partly? Yes, no. Just write in the chat box. No. Okay, I got that. Okay, fine. So in this case, what I will do is I will assume that I'll start from ground zero. Okay, and then I will do a Six Sigma project. Okay, first I will show you how other companies are doing, how corporates are doing. That will be not much interest to you maybe, But after some time, once you know that, once you understand that, what we will do a Six Sigma project for your university. Okay. So, and our project would be, maybe anything what you would like to improve. Like, say, for example, some we have done actually for some universities, we have done some projects. We have increased the exam scores of the students. We have on an average, and then we have increased the take-home salaries of the employees who are placed, as a final placement. We have increased that also. But more importantly, we have done it for many companies, multiple companies. And let me show you, I think, let me introduce you to the company as well as myself. That will give you a good idea about what Lean Six Sigma is. And by the way, all these training programs are available in Hindi and Arabic as well. So those who are interested in, attending our sessions in Hindi or Arabic, they are also available. In fact, in YouTube channel, if you go, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will get access to all the material. Yes, so yeah, so let me first tell you the agenda. I'll introduce you to the company, then I'll introduce myself, then I'll talk about Lean and Six Sigma benefits, then introduction to the Lean and Six Sigma. Then we will learn DMAC because, see, if you ask me what is Lean and Six Sigma in one sentence, if you say, tell me in one sentence, what do you mean by Lean and Six Sigma? I would say it is project approach towards process improvement. It is project approach towards process improvement. What is the difference between process and project? The process is something which you repeat again and again over the period of time. Every time you keep repeating. Like going to a college is a process. Studying is a process. Attending a class is a process. This you repeat again and again. But what is a project? Project is a one-time endeavor. It happens only once in the, say, in the history of the world. It happens only once. So in such situations, when we are saying project in a process, means you are doing an improvement project in a process. Like constructing a Taj Mahal was a project. Constructing the Kalinga University was a project. Passing the your MBA exam is a project. Is a project. It happens once. Doing MBA is a project because it happens only once. So anything which happens only once is a project, and process is something which repeats again and again. So what is Six Sigma? Project approach towards process improvement. I'll explain this using examples. But yeah, before that, I will show you some applications if we have time. But here, because you are students, most of the people have not got any exposure to the corporates. What I would do is, I'll keep the things very simple. I'll keep it very simple. Day-to-day life examples. I hope I don't make it too simple. It should not look like, oh, we already knew about all of that stuff. So I hope so. It will not be the case. And in case you find that I'm speaking some very basic stuff, please let me know, and I will be happy to. I would say complicate the tools and techniques. I'll start teaching you more complex tools and techniques. Okay, great. So, yeah, so warm welcome. This is a formal welcome, which generally we play before any training. So let me complete the formality.
Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while working in various industries across many domains. The whole Anexas team once again joins me in welcoming you.
Okay, so on behalf of the whole team spread around the world, I would like to welcome. We have conducted training programs for more than 150,000 professionals around the world, plus around more than 100,000 students in many American universities, Australian universities. I've got a Australian permanent residence also, but most of the time I'm in India or Middle East because most of my clients are there. And yeah, as a company, we have done programs almost every part of the world. I'm a chemical engineer, MBA finance, and amateur poet. I also write poetry in Hindi and Urdu. Uh, I published. Anyway, so I'll not talk too much about myself. I'm a 6 Sigma Master Black Belt data scientist, PMP, CPHQ, etc., etc. Consulted lots of companies, lots of Fortune 100 companies, and completed thousands of projects. In fact, under my guidance, more than 10,000 projects have been completed. Personally, I've completed 1,000 projects and helped lots of companies achieve process excellence, reduce the cost, etc. You too can achieve this and much more because there's a huge opportunity of Lean and Six Sigma, Green belts, Black belts, demands it by the industry. It is about data analytics applied to process improvement. Yeah, so some photographs just around the world just to prove that. I also take pride in telling I conducted the first ever black belt training program in the whole of Middle East. That was in 2007, and that was covered adequately by the TV and newspapers. Yeah, so Europe, US, India, Australia, Middle East. We have got some TV shows also. Those who are from India,
I am Shekhar Suman,
it's a Z
and I
TV
wish to
business
congratulate
show.
all the
There was
Six
a,
Sigma certified
a,
black
full
belt from Anexas. All
episode
the
on
best.
us about our achievements and American Society of Quality.
On 21st of May,
Indian Railways.
It's an honor to have railways as our client. Anexas को बड़ी खुशी है कि हमारे पास रेलवेज हमारा एक क्लाइंट है और सबसे मजे की बात
Bharat Petroleum also, American Railways, Saudi Railways also. And also I keep writing in different newspapers as well. My Deputy Health Minister of Saudi Arabia, both ministers, Health Minister and Deputy Health Minister, Dr. Tariq Alama and Mohammed Abdul Ali. They have been our students. Transportation Ministry of the Minister of India, Nitin Gadkari, etc. They have also attended. So we know a little bit of Six Sigma, just in short. Okay, now let us understand Lean and Six Sigma benefits. Can you tell me what is the common thread running through these bullet points? A manufacturing company improves production by 30%. A hospital reduces discharge time of patients from 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment time in multinational company, and hotel improves customer experience and increases bookings to almost 2 times. Bank reduces errors. Insurance claims time reduced by 70%. Can you tell me what's common? What are the common things you see here? Just try to figure out what are the common things you see here. So what did you see here?
Hi, I'm Amitabh Saxena, and thanks for joining our courses Anexas. I'll be taking you through the green.
Yeah, so I see people at process like increase in efficiency is what Ansh is telling, Mahek is telling that it is about data. Okay, you're right, absolutely. Okay, and they are all Lean and Six Sigma improvement products.
talking about improvements. And if you see very closely, all of them are Lean and Six Sigma improvement projects done in various organizations. So, what does Lean and Six Sigma bring it for you? Lean and Six Sigma reduces the costs, reduces the defects, wastes, rework, cycle times in a company, It also improves the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, and resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can help the company achieve all these things? So, well, Lean and Six Sigma green belts and black belts are those individuals who can do improvement projects in the organization by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota. I will tell you the story of Lean a little later on. Now let us look at the overview of DMAIC. Let us first understand the attitude and discipline of Six Sigma.
Okay, so now let us understand what differentiates Six Sigma or Lean and Six Sigma from the rest of the methodology. So there are lots of methodologies to improve. Lean Six Sigma is highly data oriented. So let us take an example. If suppose you want to let me say that you would like to improve something in our university, and can you tell me any one thing which you would like to improve? Just so I will apply. I will use that example to show you what do you mean by data oriented approach. Any one thing which you would like to improve? Okay, in absence of any response, I will make my assumption. You would like to improve maybe, say, scores of the students. Every student want to increase the percentage scored, in the examination. Is that right? Can I make that assumption? And you can keep responding. You can keep responding here in the chat box. Okay, so. Fine. So here, let's assume that you would like to increase the scores. And let me take the scores example. Similarly, organizations, they want to increase the productivity, they want to reduce the cost, they want to reduce the errors. And this is what a typical organization wants. Whatever we want to improve, we designate it as Y. This is the Y. We call it as Y. And the Y is dependent on X factors. Now, can you tell me your scores are getting impacted by which factors? What are the things which impact your scores? Like if I want to increase the scores of exam scores of students, marks of our students, or on an average, I would like to increase it. So, what are the reasons of like say low scores? If you can tell me, just give me some thoughts, give me some causes, and whatever you are going to tell me, we call them as, of course, these are causes, and we call them as X factors. We call them as X factors. So attendance, yeah. So I see Paturi Ramprakash is telling low attendance. Very good. So low attendance. Attendance impacts. Okay. Low attendance. Okay. What else? I can say, yeah, Sadik, you can write down here. Sadik has raised his hand, so we can write down. Assignments and projects. So assignments completion, assignment completion, project completion, not done time. Yeah. Study hours, okay. Study hours. Okay, what else? Yeah, okay, sorry. Others cannot, I think because it's a webinar, you can't see what others are writing. Uh, so not attentive, okay. Not attentive, okay, very good. Yeah, not attentive. And lectures, are not attending the lectures, okay. Or lectures is the quality of lectures, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so we have like so we have thanks to Gaurav Das, Mengutsu, and also Nantoson, Anurag, and Abhay Kumari, uh, Ambi Kumari, sorry, Ambi Kumari, and Turi and Matan Ba. Thanks for your response, and yeah, so I've written down. Some of you have responded, and I've written down here all the possible points. Now, what do we mean by data oriented? See, when I want to improve something, okay, when we want to improve something, one is like based on my intuition, based on my experience, I think this is the problem, and this is the root cause of it, and you take an action based on your assumption. In Lean and Six Sigma, we don't trust anyone except data. There's a saying which goes by, it was told by Deming, Dr. Deming. He said that in God we trust, rest others bring data. So I'm not going to trust you unless you show me the data. So here, if you say that, let's say attendance is the problem. Let's say someone says attendance is the problem. Attendance. Now let me use data. Let me use data to prove in one situation, I will prove that attendance is a problem. And the another situation, I'll say attendance has nothing to do with the scores. Let me take an example. So I collect the data of, let's say, few students, 20, 30 students. Now, I'm not going to write all the 30 data points here, but just an example. One student, his attendance was 20%. Let's scores out of 100 was 40. Student having 40% attendance, score is 60. Student having 60% attendance, score is 65. Student having 70% attendance, scores have been 70. Students having 80% attendance, scores. I'm just taking an example. I know that 20% may not be possible. Person will not be able to appear for the exam also, but just try to understand. So here, 90, let's say I'll put 82%, and 90%, maybe let's say 88%, and 95%, 90%, and so on. Now, if I plot this data, on a scatter plot, we call this as a scatter plot. Okay. This is Y and this is X. So these are the scores, exam scores, and this is the. There's a positive relation as the attendance increases. As the attendance increases, uh, the scores increase, right? So there's a positive relation, right? So do you agree with that? So if I ensure above 80% attendance, I can I can I can raise the scores of our university students. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? Do you agree with that? Yeah. So I would suggest, I would recommend this university to ensure that, ensure that the students somehow maintain the attendance of more than 80% or 90%, and automatically, in fact, scores or even the salary, taken by the students in the campus interviews offers, they are all positively related, I would say. And then we'll say, if I just ensure attendance of 90 plus or 80 plus, I will. Voice is not audible. Hello. You are not able to hear me? Hello?
Sir, you are audible.
Audible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Some people are saying that voice not audible, so just wanted to. Okay. Okay, I think maybe those to whom I'm not audible, you can please log out and log in again. I think that helps. Sometimes that works. Okay, coming back to our point. So I would say attendance is one of the root causes. Now let me change the data a little bit. I'm changing the data. Now this is a new data. Let's say I'll put the data here itself. Attendance was 90%. Scores of that student was 40. Attendance was 40%. Score was 60. Attendance was 85%. Score was 65. Attendance was 10%. Score was 70. Attendance was, let us say 60%, score was 82. Attendance was 15%, score was 88%. And attendance was 90%, score was 90%. Now, the same scatter plot would look something like this. And I hope you still remember what is y scores, and x here. What are x I'm investigating? I'm investigating attendance. The score is the y, x is the attendance. So I have to plot y and x factors. Here I'm plotting scores, plotting attendance. Now you attend for 10%, attendance is 10%, or 90%, still you get people with 40 marks or 90 marks. Person who's, there is no relationship. Means if I ensure that people attend more than 90% classes, just by ensuring I'm not going to improve my scores. That means attendance, low attendance is not the root cause. Root cause lies somewhere else. Something else is the root cause. Look for that. This is known as data oriented. And for the time being, let me give one more. Let us investigate one more X factors, maybe. Which one you would like to investigate? Assignment completion. Let us. Assignment completion. So one student who did not complete the assignment completed all. I'm taking out all assignments completion or all not. I'm keeping it simple, right? Whoever has not completed the assignments, they are all above 40, 60. So no, he scored 40 marks. No, 60 marks. No, 65 marks. Yes, 70 marks. Yes, 82 marks. Yes, 88 marks. And yes. Now, whenever a student is not completing assignment, he scores low marks. And if I want to plot it, that also I can do. Here Y, here X, as usual, and here assignment. Now, in the data, there are two types of data. Please remember, there are two types of data. There's no third type of data, two types. The data is either continuous data or attribute data. Continuous data can be expressed in numbers, quantitative, and attribute data can be expressed in categories like no, 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 yes, 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 no, yes, no. Assignment completed, not completed is categorical data or attribute. So whenever I'm dealing with attribute data and a continuous data combination, I cannot make a scatter plot. I have to make something called as box plot. So here, let me make it. Assignment is completed, yes. Assignment is completed, no. Whenever the assignment is completed, my scores are high. And whenever the assignment is not completed, my scores are low. Okay. Now, if you are interested in what is box plot, I will give you a link. You can watch that link later on. In short, I have explained what is a box plot. But right now, we are yellow belts. Yellow belts means I'm going to give you a glimpse of what do you mean by Lean and Six Sigma, what is the basic. I'll give you the overview of Lean and Six Sigma. Okay. So that's the whole idea today, giving you an overview of Lean and Six Sigma. And I'll not go into the details. I'll show you the demonstration of the tools and techniques. Now here I can say assignment, doing an assignment matters. If I ensure that people complete the assignments, now if I go with this type of data of attendance, means attendance has no relationship, but assignment has. So I will emphasize my solution to the university would be ensure that people complete all the assignments. Don't worry about attendance. Okay. But if the first case was true, I would say, please worry about attendance. Right. So here the assignment matters. Now let me prove that assignment doesn't matter. So if the data is something like this, you complete the assignment, still you are getting 60. You don't complete, still you are getting 65. You complete the assignment, you are getting 70. Don't complete the assignment, still you are getting 82. Don't complete the assignment, still you are getting 90%. In such situations, if I plot the box plot, it will look something like this. Scores and assignment, yes or no, doesn't have an impact. You complete the assignment or don't complete the assignment, I still see the scores in the range of 10 to 50 and 10 to 60. So assignment is not the root cause, something else is the root cause. Have you understood this part? Please let me know. Have you understood up to here? You are with me? Yeah, Siddhant Mishra wants to say something. Yes. Okay. You have raised the hands. Okay, fine. Great. And also, I'm not sure. If you want, we can put everyone in the panel also, and people can see each other's. My team is left to the team. If you want, you can do that. If you can bring everyone on the panel, or let it be a webinar, that's fine. Now, that's what I wanted to tell you here. What is data-oriented? Data-oriented means you are making decisions based on the data. And the organizations, by making data-oriented decisions, they can save millions and millions of dollars. Here I took the example of scores, increasing the scores of the students. And scores are related to your salaries. Yeah, it has been proven. There is a direct correlation. My higher you score, higher will be your salary. Okay. And this way, you are also increasing the take-home salary of the recruited people from your organization. Now, let us understand what is lean and what is Six Sigma. Let us talk about that. See, Lean started in Toyota, and I'm not going to tell you the stories, although there are some videos. I'll send you the videos in the chat box. You can always watch these videos at a later stage. But just to give you a little bit brief about what lean is. Lean is about reducing the waste in the system. Waste is not the waste which we throw in the dustbin. The waste is which is present in our processes. In organizations, you will find a lot of waste in the process. Waste is an activity which is not adding any value, which is not adding any value to the process, which is not adding any value to the customer. And there are 8 types of waste, they say. Overproducing means producing more than required. Waiting time, transportation, overprocessing, inventory, rework, or rejection, or anything starting with re. They're all waste. Underutilized resources. This is all considered as waste. You're not using the resource, it's a waste. Overutilizing, that is also waste. So you have to identify the waste in the process and reduce the waste so that you can reduce the time taken to complete an activity, and also you will reduce the errors. And you can satisfy the customers much more than what is your current performance. Six Sigma is about reducing the variation in the process and reducing the wastes in the process. Okay. So let me okay. Which domain you would like generally? I've got I can give examples from manufacturing, banking. I can give examples from IT industry. I can give examples from, we have entertainment. We are also consulting for an entertainment industry or theme parks. Warner Brothers is our client. Ramco is our client. So many manufacturing services. Hospitals, a lot of hospitals, many Japanese hospitals, and lots of Indian hospitals and Middle East hospitals. They are our client. National Healthcare Service of UK, they're also a client. So I can give examples from all domains. Now you tell me which domain you will be interested in. I can, a supply chain, yes, supply chain also. We have got DP World as our client, Maersk is our client, Nakhil is our. Okay. So someone is studying supply chain. Okay, any other thoughts? Okay, great. So let me go with. Okay, so as I told you, in order to demonstrate the Lean and Six Sigma tools and techniques, I will be doing a project. And a simple project, because people are telling from different domains, what I'll do, I'll take a simple project from your university, increasing the scores of the students. Okay. But I will describe DMAC as we go ahead. I will keep describing the DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. That's what DMAC is. It's a 5-phased approach towards process improvement. That's what I will explain it to you in our moment session. But before that, I will tell you who's a green, black, and master black belt. And also, I will start with how Lean Six Sigma is implemented in the company. Let me start with that. After that, I will do a project. Yellow belts are the people who understand the basics of Lean and Six Sigma concepts. You can participate on the project teams and you can receive just-in-time training. Basic training you need, but we can't use the tools and techniques, or you can't do the project. Green belts are the people who can manage the Six Sigma project, who can complete the Six Sigma project, who can make a difference to the organization, who can reduce the cost for the company, increase the quality for the company, reduce the errors for the company. Black belts are the people who can do more complex projects. They learn more advanced statistical tools and techniques. And the master black belts are the people who can teach green belts and black belts as they do the projects. So who can guide them. And master black belts can roll out Lean and Six Sigma in their organizations, or they can be independent consultants also. So you have got a very good chance. In fact, we do the green belt, black belt, and master black belt, all the training programs. And a lot of students have completed and gained from our green belt and black belt certification. And eventually, master black belt takes a little time. Students should have at least, you should be working while you are doing the master black belt. So once they have done a green belt and black belt, then after joining the industry, they complete their master black belt also. And you can, after a few maybe years, you can become an independent consultant. You get all the knowledge and skills to be independent, totally independent. Or you can join a consulting company like ours. There are lots of companies looking for black belts and master black belts. Those regular companies, the functional companies, they also look for master black belts and green belts and black belts because they know they know that these guys know data analysis. They can analyze the data and help the companies make better decisions. So that is why there's a huge value associated with these certification training programs. And I already told you that we conduct in different languages, and well, I'll not show you much here because I'll focus. Our focus will be more on learning the tools and techniques right now. But before that, I will show you how Lean Six Sigma is implemented. Let me show you that. So this is, I'm talking about some corporate, some company. And this is, see, suppose I want to launch Lean and Six Sigma in the company. Because you have not got much exposure to the companies, let me say, if I want to launch Lean Six Sigma in the university. Okay. So from different departments, I will choose different projects. One project would be to increase the engagement with the faculties, students, faculties. One project could be to increase the industry exposure of our students while they're completing their sessions, their course, to increase the exposure of our students to the industry, increasing the industry in the interaction. Another project could be, increasing the scores of our students, salaries of the students, or reducing the time taken to admit the student. Generally, it takes 2 to 3 months time to complete the whole admission process. Can we reduce it to 1 month time? I'm just giving an example. I really don't know about your processes. I'm just making some, trying to give some examples. So here, you are selecting projects, improvement projects. And these improvement projects selected in various departments will be approved by the steering committee. You form a steering committee. You form a steering committee. Steering committee, typically the senior management, the senior most people, the CEO of the company. They will approve that, yeah, these projects are required to be done by our company. In our case, the university needs to take up these projects. It will really help the students and also enhance the brand image of our university. The head of the departments are called as champions. And the people who will be doing these projects would be designated as green belts and black belts. So green belts and black belts are the people who do the projects. And the people like us, master black belts, they will be guiding these green belts and black belts as they do the projects. Okay. So the Six Sigma implementation will help the company. You can imagine Nantoson is asking, what is the importance of Six Sigma? The importance of Six Sigma is that it improves the quality of the product and services and reduces the cycle time of completing your activities or serving a customer, and also reduce the errors and defects from the customer's perspective to improve the overall quality of the products, of your products. I hope I've answered your question. So Lean and Six Sigma is a methodology to improve your products so that you can gain market share and you get a better brand image, or your customers are happy. Okay, so now coming back, so we have chosen the projects from different departments, and these projects are allocated to the green belts and the black belts. And so we have created the infrastructure, then we conduct the training program. Then we take up the projects. These projects are done, they are completed by these green belts and black belts under the guidance of master black belts. And after that, you hand over this whole methodology to the organization so that they can run it themselves. So I'll show you the whole process, how it is done. So first, these are the senior management, one of the companies in Switzerland, where I conducted a senior management training program. We call it champions training. We played a game also to convince them what it is and how it will benefit the company, how it will reduce the cost, why these tools and techniques are important. And then after that, they nominated the green belts. I'm taking examples of different companies. So now the champions will nominate the green belts and black belts, and they come in the class, they attend the training, and they start doing the projects. So here they are.
Team name 1, 2, 3. Anti-Muda. And your slogan 1, 2, 3. Green air go. Okay. And your song 1, 2, 3. Yeah, go. And we are a team. Wow. And your team name 1, 2, 3.
So now these people have come, they're undergoing the training. In the next 2 to 3 months, they complete the project. And once they complete the project, they present these projects to the senior management. And once they present, they become certified as black.
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvement at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
Yes.
And so there are lots of case studies. Someone was asking about supply chain. This is the largest supply chain company in Saudi Arabia. And they're also same Lean and Six Sigma, how it helped the organization. So many.
My name is Mohammed Al-Bayati. I'm the CEO of NAPL. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has taught me and more than 1,000 employees of NAPL, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh. Thank you very much.
Well, this partly answers your question, Nyan. What's the importance of Six Sigma? It really helps the organization to take it in a different. Okay, now let us go back. Let us start doing a project. So I'll demonstrate how DMAC is done, how define, measure, analyze, how do you implement, and then after that I will also talk about some statistics on the journey, during the whole journey of explaining this project. I will keep teaching you some of the basic statistical tools and techniques. So when you are doing a project, you follow 5-phase approach: define, measure, analyze, improve, control. And let us see what it is. Define, measure, analyze, improve. In the define phase, you define the problem statement. What is your problem? What you are trying to solve? It could be like, a company may like to serve its customer faster. Maybe in order to fulfill a rate of or fulfillment rate of an order for a customer is, let's say, 80% within the time. And I would like to increase this 80% to 95%. Yeah. So that would be my problem statement and goal statement. So usually in the define phase, you will write problem statement and the goal statement. In the measure phase, you measure the extent of the problem. And again, here you'll be using lots of data analysis and data analytics, learning, statistical learning also. You will be able to apply. In the analyze phase, you would statistically prove which X factor is the root cause. What is the main root cause? Using the data, you have to prove what is actually causing the problem. In the improve phase, you attack the root cause and then find the solutions to the root cause. So don't give a blanket solution. Find the solution to the root cause. And then finally, go for the conclusions. Means you are trying to sustain the gains. Whatever you have improved, you would like to sustain. So fulfillment rate is increased from 80 to 90%, let us say. You would like to sustain it for a long time. So that is what DMAC looks like. Okay. Would you like me to give a simple example, a day-to-day life example, or directly I can go to the scores, exam scores project to explain the DMAC? I have got some industry related, like some project also. Actually, here I've got the slides of a project which reduces the recruitment cycle time of the engineers in a company. I can even show you that as well. Yeah, so here Mohammed Shahid is telling day-to-day life example. Okay, so let me show you the day-to-day life example. Okay. Can you tell me in a day-to-day life, anything, what you would like to improve in your life? Anything, just give me. Okay. And I will apply DMAC. I will explain DMAC using that example. Okay. And after that, I will and then after that, I'll give the example of scores. So you can write down in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, as you are writing down, I'll also tell you that there are two types of data: continuous data and attribute data. Yeah, you can keep writing. I'll choose some of the things.
If you think something cannot be measured, then probably it is attribute data.
So there are two types of data, as I was telling. There are three rules when you're dealing with data. First rule is you cannot improve if you cannot measure. The second rule is you can measure everything. And the third rule is, if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That is, everything can be measured. Jokes apart, you can measure everything either as continuous or attribute.
Now let me tell you, how can you measure anything? There are two types of data: continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data can be represented on a number line. It can have a decimal place. It can also have a unit. Say, for example, age, height. Age is 52.5 years. That's my age. height, maybe 180.1 centimeters, cycle time of a process 3.5 hours, or procurement time in an organization 120.3 days.
Marks scored by a student in the examination. They are all examples of continuous data. Right? I hope it's clear. And attribute data is something. The reason I'm telling you that you can measure everything is because you can't improve, you cannot measure. Some of you have given some good examples. Like I asked you, what would you like to improve? Some people have said, you would like to increase the confidence, you would like to increase the communication. Someone has said analysis skills. Someone has said, yeah, the salary levels which we are offered in the, at towards the end, or placement percentage. Okay, great. So this type of data, like confidence, communication, doesn't fit in the continuous data. There, how can I measure? Let's see.
These are all continuous data because they all have a possibility of a decimal, means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible, you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories. So if I take the example of happiness, two categories I can create: happy, unhappy. So if I want to increase the happiness in the employees in the organization, then I can always count how many employees are happy. Let's say 60 employees are happy and 40 employees are unhappy. I can express this as proportion. That means proportion of happy employees in my organization is 0.6 and proportion of unhappy employees is 0.4. And it can also be expressed as percentage. Now this proportion or percentage, they don't have a unit. And a count, like 60 employees, I can't have 60.1 employees who are happy. So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is.
I hope you have understood. I hope you have understood that.
It is very important to know the difference between continuous and attribute data. And it is very important.
Confidence. So I think Anurag wants to increase the confidence, right? So let's take that as an example. And let's say, see, we can do a project individual level also, as an individual level, or I can do a project in the university level. I want to increase the confidence level of all students in my university. Either way, you would like to take at individual level, or you want to increase the confidence of everyone. In the usually in Lean Six Sigma, we try to do on a larger scale, but even you can do it in individual scale also. What you would like. Yeah. As individual or for all in general, we can do both projects. In general, for everyone. So if I do that way, so I'll replace this happiness with confidence. Yeah. Confident and not confident. And I checked with 100 students. 60 said they feel confident and 40 said they don't. So today my confidence level or percentage, confident students percentage is 60% in my university. And I would like to increase it to 80%. This becomes a project. Or it was an individual, suppose it's an individual project. I would say on 100 occasions, I check the confidence. I'm just taking an example. Different occasions, I check when I'm speaking with friends, I'm confident. When I'm speaking in front of the faculty, I'm not confident. I'm making presentation, not confident, so on and so forth. That also, let's assume that number is same. So I feel 60% confident, 60% I'm confident. I would like to increase to 80%. In both the cases, we can do a budget. Okay. Now, let's go back. And I was telling you, I'll give a day-to-day life example to talk about what do you mean by DMAT. Okay. So what do you do? You will yeah. So my problem statement is our university students are at 60% confidence level, and goal is I want to make it 80%. Then we start measure. Whenever you are measuring any process, you'll find that you can measure either continuous or attribute data. Here you have measured as a, say, attribute data. Depending on the type of measure, you will choose, you will display your, graphical, whatever measure you are having, you can display graphical. So right now, I can say I can use a pie chart because attribute data, I can use a pie chart. So right now, I can say that my 60% pie chart I'm making, or a bar chart also, 60% confident, 40% not confident, or 0.6 proportion as confident and 0.4 proportion as not confident. This is how my situation is. You can even make a, the something called as histogram. If I choose the confidence level, or if I ask the faculties to give a score, confidence scores to students, now I'm going a little overboard here. And they find that, most of our students are getting out of 100, if I want to, they're getting 60 marks in confidence. Some are 70, some are 80, some are very high also. Some are very low also. But most of the cases, all the repetitive process, whenever you are collecting the data repetitively, you will find this type of distribution existing always. We call this as normal distribution. Normal distribution, why? Because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. It is normal to obtain a normal distribution. Anyway, so that I will explain that a little bit further if time permits. But now let us go to the analyze phase. I will now analyze what are the reasons. What are the reasons for low confidence? We use something called fishbone diagram. Fishbone diagram, also known as cause and effect diagram, or also known as Ishikawa diagram. Ishikawa was the person who gave us this diagram. And you list down all the possible factors. You list down when you are brainstorming, you can brainstorm on all the possible factors. What is causing this low confidence? And you will come out with 30, 40, 50 causes. It would be lots like stress. It could be anxiety levels. It could be not able to speak and not having vocabulary, or whatever, nervousness, so many things will be there. After that, we apply Pareto principle. Pareto means, let me explain. Wilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the 80% of the wealth, 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. 80% of money, 20%, 80% of land was with 20%. And he found this true in every area. 80-20 means 80% of the crops produced in Italy, the total production of crops was coming from 20% of the crop types. So suppose there are, let's say, 10 crop types, major crop types. 2 out of this 10, 20% of 10, so 22 are responsible for 80% of the total production. Yeah. Right. Just to give you an example, when your students are placed, uh, you'll find if you accumulate, if you take the total of all the salaries offered by all the companies in the placement interviews, you'll find that 20% of the students will take away 80% of the salaries, the total offered salaries. 20% of the students will take away 80%. Okay. This is 80-20 is everywhere. Yeah, 80-20 is everywhere. Everywhere in the society, everywhere in the company, industry, everywhere. This is known as Pareto principle because it was given by Mr. Pareto, Wilfredo Pareto, 80-20. 80% of the revenue of the customer, of the companies, is coming from 20% of the clients, 80-20. Okay, coming back now. So out of low confidence, there are so many reasons. You will find 2 or 3 very, very important reasons, whatever it is. For some, now let's say, I'm just assuming, let's make it some assumption. They are low in confidence because of the presentation skills and because of the vocabulary. Let's say. So my improvement solution would be just focus on the presentation skills and focus on improve the vocabulary. And I'll give some tools and techniques to do that. And by implementing that, let's say we implement those tools and techniques, whatever to improve the vocabulary and also to I will attack the root causes. You will find that you were earlier, say 60%. Now you have become 80% or 85% or 88%. Once you have achieved 80%, you would like to sustain it year after year for all the students, isn't it? It's not that only for this batch you have enhanced the skill levels and you are feeling happy about it. You would like to sustain the gains, control this over a period of time. Every time your students will be at 80% plus confidence. Then you would ensure whatever presentation skills program you have included and whatever the improvements you did here, they are available over the next semesters and next years onwards forever. That becomes part of your curriculum. You change your curriculum. And that is how a typical project will be done. Okay. So what we did, we improved the confidence by improving the presentation. Why presentation skills? Because that was the root cause. Maybe I just made the assumption here. I just gave an example. Maybe presentation skills is not a root cause. Everyone is capable of presenting. This whole universities, the students are really super. But maybe the low confidence level is maybe the fear of whether I'll get a job or not. Maybe. I don't know. You have to find your own root cause of your own university based on the data. Okay. That is what DMAC is. Now let me do a DMAC. Very quickly, let me show you the DMAC. Here. This is another, actually university's data. If you want, you can go with the same university, same data, or if you want, I can change this data to suit to your university. Are you okay with this university example, or you want me to change this into your university? I'm fine with both. It hardly takes 1 minute to change it to your data. Okay, till the time I'm waiting for your answers, let me start the define phase. So first, I check what are the scores of the students today. And for that, we generally draw a histogram. Whenever I'm dealing with continuous data, I draw a histogram. Histograms can be drawn in Excel sheet also, or better still, you can draw it. You can also draw it on some, nowadays you have lots of softwares, like I'm using Minitab. They're all available online. You can download these softwares anytime, free of cost. So you can use Excel sheet or like Minitab, which I am using. You'll find that average is 61.7, means 62, and the standard deviation is 8.6. Now, are you aware of standard deviation? Please let me know. Are you aware of standard deviation? Just say yes or no. In case you are aware, I can proceed further. If no, I'll explain a little bit about what is standard deviation. I'll not go into the details. I'll send you one video on the link here. You can watch in detail about what is standard deviation, but a little bit. This is already there. Because you are aware of standard deviation. That's what I see. I see that Mike is telling that you're aware of standard deviations, which are great. So in that case, you are also aware that as per Gaussian theorem, most of the repetitive processes, they follow normal distribution. And they have got an average and they have got a standard deviation. Okay. They have got a standard deviation. And plus 3 and minus 3 times standard deviation lies the 99% of your total population. So if I want to make an estimation of any parameter of a bigger population could be thousands or millions or billions, doesn't matter. I can just collect 30 samples and calculate the average and calculate the standard deviation and make a prediction about all the whole population. Say, for example, here, our student score was how much? Let's take for simple values, 60, and standard deviation was, I think, 8.6. Can I say, for the sake of simplicity, I can just say it was 8.6 is 9, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll just put at 10. So this is how the students in our university say behave, like process of scoring, scores of the students behave, scores of the students. So here 60, most of the students, they score 60. But one standard deviation will be 60 plus 10 is 70. And 2 standard deviation will be 80. And 3 standard deviation will be 90. Similarly, on the left side, it becomes 50, 40, and 30. So very few students will score below 30, very few. Very few will go above 90, but most of the students are 60. This is how the process looks like in our organization or in our university. We call this data as lower control limit, and this plus 3 times standard deviation is upper control, LCL and UCL. And we can make a control chart. LCL is how much? 30. UCL is how much? 90. And you will find all the students between these limits. Most of the students at 60, 70, sometimes 80, almost rarely going above 90, and rarely going below 50. This is our process. Like, this is our measure phase. Measure phase, we are measuring our performance. I'm just doing the same thing. I'll ask Excel sheet to make a control chart, or here mini tab control chart. And it is telling me that, of course, taking the actual values, my average is 61.73, and I'm likely to go as low as 37, and I'm likely to go as high as 85.67, based on the data which we have just seen. This is my measure. This is how I measure. Let's assume that any student scoring less than 60 is a defect for us. Defect means I will count the defect, number of defects. How many defects I have in 15 students? Anyone scoring below 60? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. There are 4 students. 4 out of 15. So defects per million opportunities I'll calculate, and we'll get the sigma level. Now sigma level is associated with something, you know. If your sigma level is higher, quality level is high. You have less defects. Sigma level is low. That means quality, there are a lot of defects in the that's generally not discussed in detail in yellow belt, but I'm just giving a still brief and overview that at 6 sigma levels, your defect levels becomes 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. It means virtually you are not making any mistake. Virtually you are not having any defects in your process. That's what typical Six Sigma process looks like, as if you are not making any mistakes. Means here, not a single, in 1 million students, only 3 are going below 60. Here, it would just take this example. So my measure phase is over now. Yeah. So in the define phase, we have created a project charter. I'm just taking an example now from. So typically, we create a project charter. We create a charter saying that so this is a typical project charter. Here, my project charter will look like problem statement is that our average scores are 60, and the goal statement is that I would like to increase it to 80. After that, we collect the data, make a histogram, do a sigma level calculations. I'm not going to go into the details of that right now, but just understand that you calculate the sigma level of your process. Higher the sigma level, lower the defects. Now you go to the analyze phase. Here you can identify the waste in the system by doing a Gemba walk. Gemba walk means go around the place, go around the office, go around your, here in your case, university. And after that, once you go around, you'll find a lot of things are taking place which are not adding any value to the customer. Here the customer is the student or the university. Lot of activities are taking place which are not adding any value. You will try to reduce them. So Gemba walk means go to the field, go to the workplace. That's Japanese word. It says go to the workplace, place of action. Go to the battleground and see the waste. Look for the waste. Identify the value added and non-value added activities. There are 7 types of waste I told you. Moving around without any purpose, transportation, defects, errors, rework, making a mistake and then correcting it. All these are wastes. So that is known as process door. Call it as process door. Then there is data door. Data door means you make a cause and effect diagram, use a Pareto analysis, yeah, and use box plots and scatter plots, data analysis. If you are following the process door, you generally map the whole process in detail and identify the waste in the system. And if you are doing a data door, you get hold of the people in the process, ask them to write all the possible causes using fishbone diagram. Generally, fishbone diagram is created by giving the branches, multiple branches, man, machine, material, method. These are all, this is the way you create a fishbone diagram. Man, machine, material, method, measurement, and mother nature. Try to brainstorm on all the possible causes related to these branches. That's what they did. And if I want to show this in mini tabs, so I've got man-related, like so faculty, the student, focus, health, interest. These are all the man-related issues of those groups. Material, books, laptops, desks, classrooms, study material. Machine-related software, network, Wi-Fi. Method, industry interaction, study hours, branch, difficulty, etc. So these are all given as man-machine material that the people brainstorm. Now you look at the reasons for low scores. To assign them, like pick up number one student, why he scored low. Oh, he never got an access to the library, he never went to the lab. No conferences were given. There were no conferences. Exams, tests, assignments. You see, these are the reasons you allocate to the low scores for different students. There could be 3-4 reasons also, write all the reasons. And you'll find that some of the reasons are again and again appearing, repeating again and again. You'll count them. You make a Pareto chart. And arrange these counts in the descending order. So I'll show you. If you ask, we need to do a Pareto analysis, it will tell you. It will tell you that industry interaction is the biggest issue. We are not having enough industry interaction. Because of that, we can't understand the logic, we can't understand the subject, and that is why we score low. Maximum people felt like that. 15 people felt that. Total contribution was 23% out of the total cost. Then study hours. Study hours was one of the root causes. Less study, that's what people feel. They do a quick brainstorming, and after that voting. And the votes revealed that maximum students felt like that. Branch means which branch you are from, either finance. Here the university was talking about they had chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, the engineering university. So the branch also matters. Sometimes one particular branch scores high marks, some branch students score low marks. The classrooms, faculty. So these are the top 4-5 reasons which were responsible for low scores. Let us validate them one by one. And my team has put 7 ways. If you want to go into the details of the 7 ways, you can always look for a video here which explains all the 7 ways. You can always. So I'm giving you a lot of material to study. Those who are studious students, they can always do that. Very, very important. One more thing. Very powerful technique. You can apply this to day-to-day problem solving also. In yellow belt, we don't teach that, but it's very, very powerful. In green belt, we teach that. It is known as FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. Separately, I'll request my team to put that link as well. Those who are very, very studious students, sincere students, they can go through that and they can enhance their power of problem solving by using FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis, where you imagine how you will fail. And then you take a preventive action. First time used in NASA. So this link I have given to you here, please store these links. And definitely if you have got limited time, do see this one, FME. It has got more than 1.7 million views. Yeah, and it has been utilized by many industries worldwide. And I strongly recommend that you please go and learn that FME. And if you can apply, why not? Okay, now coming back. So now I know what are the root causes. Some of the root causes are, let's say, industry interaction, the study hours, the branch itself, and the interests. Means like, the students themselves are not interested. Some students are not interested. Some students are, see, no student is not interested. They have got interest somewhere else. Actually, there's nothing like not a student who's not, see, students' interest lies somewhere else at that point of time. Not on exams, not on sports, not on the salary. Because priorities. Whether that is the root cause of our scores. I'm trying to improve my scores. Now let us examine that. So we collected the data. We found that, yes, scores, are they related to the, say, study hours? Let us see. Oh, first, let us understand industry interaction. First, I'm investigation. Are the scores related to industry interaction? No, not really. Industry interaction is there, not there, low, high. There's no relationship between the two. So that is not the root cause. What about study hours? Let me study that. Okay, there is a strong relationship between the study hours and scores. So I can even make a regression equation. I'm not going to go into the detail right now, but you can make a prediction equation. Straight line equation. Here I can say that if you study for 350 hours, you're definitely going to score above 70. Clearly, the data indicates that. Okay. So this becomes my root cause. Study hours becomes my root cause. What about scores? Are they related to the interests of the students? Let's see. Or is it related to the branch? Now the branch and interest, they are attribute data. Let's study the branch first. There's not much difference between the branches. Almost all branches are overlapping. I can't say that one particular branch is better or worse. So let us see something else. Let us investigate. Let us investigate the interest levels. Does it impact? Let's see. Oh, yes. It appears that whenever the students who show high interests, they score high marks, low interest show low marks. So I will now find out ways to increase the interest of the students. Maybe I'll make my curriculum more interesting. I'll use some movies to teach the same topics. I'll use some case studies or whatever makes the course interesting. Yeah. So we have got our root causes. We have got our solutions. We implement those solutions also. Implement those solutions. And just to summarize whatever I have used right now, when you are dealing with continuous data, a single column needs to be analyzed. You use histogram, graphical summary. If it is the attribute data, you can use bar chart, pie chart, or Pareto chart. If there are two columns, two factors, one is continuous and one is attribute, you use a box plot. And when both are continuous, you use a scatter plot. So this is the data analysis basics, graphical analysis rules. You can use this and you can analyze any data. By the way, then you brainstorm on the solutions, brainstorm on the, once you have got the root causes, you will brainstorm on the possible solutions. When you are brainstorming on the solutions, you have to keep some basic rules in mind. There's a video for that. You can play that video here.
Once we
Otherwise, you can find these videos on our YouTube also. But let's see. Let me talk about the rules of
brainstorming are: give equal opportunity to everyone who is participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we will be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas, so document all the ideas, whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion. So at that time, you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration, and defer evaluation. Now, this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity, do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions, more the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas.
Yeah, so I think you got the
So how to generate? Once we
how you then there are a lot of techniques of brainstorming. It will take a little time to talk about it. So I'm just giving the video links again to you. 635. 6 people write 3 ideas in 5 minutes. So in short, I'll explain, but the whole thing is explained in detail with examples using a video here. So I'll send you the video link for that. 635. You can also subscribe to our channel, Anexas. You'll get to know lots of management-related tools and techniques. Very, very, straight, no-nonsense channel it is, which we are just talking about the management tools and techniques which you can use, or managers use immediately they can apply to improve their productivity. So this is a 635 technique. Is 6 people write 3 ideas. So I give paper to 6 people, the same paper to 6 people, and in the next 5 minutes they have to write 3 ideas. against their names. After that, we exchange this paper to, with each other. You read the ideas written by others in this, read the ideas written by others, and you will further enhance on those ideas. And again, pass on the paper to the next person. So this will give you 108 ideas in just half an hour. So anyway, FME also, I told you. So all these techniques will give you the improvement. You apply the improvement, implement the improvement, whatever ideas you have suggested, you implement. And then after that, you find that your whatever improvements you had implemented, you should be able to sustain it for a long time. So put some review system in place, and your student score after, let's assume, just to tell you about how will we represent our improvement finally. So let's say this was our before the project. Before the project, okay. Before the project, and let's say after the project, after we finish the project, after we completed the project, our scores have increased to, let us say, 87, 80, 79, 80, 77, 6. Okay. And this is after. So I can plot this again on a control chart, stating that, yes, so now you can see clearly there's a statistically significant improvement. Earlier, my university students were in this range. Now the average, earlier average was 62, or now it has become 81.2. And they are also consistent, and almost everyone is above 70. They are going up to 90. So this is how your improvement will look like after. So that was all about DMAC project, and I'm open to questions. I hope you have understood what we covered was, we covered how Lean Six Sigma is implemented in the organization. We covered who's a Lean Six Sigma, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master black belt. What is the purpose of implementing Lean Six Sigma in the company, and how the DMAC project is done. We saw the whole process of DMAC. We, in the define phase, we wrote a project charter. The measure phase, we collected the data. We understood the types of data also. Then we, in the analyze phase, we understood how to get the root causes by using cause and effect diagram and a Pareto analysis. And then also a little bit of process mapping overview we understood. Then we also understood the improve, how we implemented the improvements. Just just analyzing is not enough. See, data analytics is just like doing some analysis, putting some graphs and charts. But this is not going to help the companies. You have to improve the process. You have to give the solutions to. Then after implementing the solutions, you have to sustain the gains and also show how much money you saved. So our projects have saved millions and millions of dollars for lots of companies. And the story goes on. I would like to invite you as a student to join this whole journey and story, and also contribute to the society and to the industry by becoming a green belt and a black belt, and even a master black belt in the future. But right now, you are all yellow belts, and congratulations for that. Yes, open to questions.
Students, if you have any question, you can ask the question in the chat box.
Are DMAC and DMADB both part of the Six Sigma? They are part. So DMAC is for the existing process. DMAC is for if you are improving an existing process, like we applied DMAC on improving the scores of the students because your study process, your university process, students, everything is existing right now. But if you are designing a university, if you are designing a new process, then you will apply DMADB. The tool remains the same. There also you use FMEA, more of that, cause and effect diagram. The tools and techniques remain exactly the same, but the way of applying these tools and techniques will differ. So in this case, you will define, measure, analyze, design, and validate. And this is how DMADB. So for existing process improvement, you use DMAC. And for a new process, if you are designing for the first time, you will use DMAC. I think that Mahek had asked this question, and thanks for that question.
Guys, any other questions? Sir, we have question from Ansh Devendra Gupta.
Yeah. So which books and authors would you recommend for further self-study? Okay, if you want to see some case studies and also how to become a self-employed Lean and Six Sigma professional, I have written a book called Anexas Story, the Anexas Story. If you are interested, I can send you the PDF version for students. I generally give it for free. Only thing is don't circulate it to others. Okay, you can circulate, not a problem. For students, everything is fine. I'll send you that book in the WhatsApp group. And apart from that, there are lots of books. You can choose any book. Uh, uh, there's a Lean Six Sigma for Dummies. There's a by Savi Chaudhary. That's a very good book. For just it explains the Lean Six Sigma in very simple way. You can use that. If you want to very study a very thorough, in-depth study, statistical analysis, the Montgomery's book is very good for that. Yeah. Is Lean Six Sigma course potential to get job in Gulf? Yes. So I'm most of the time, 70% of my time is spent in Gulf. And see, Lean Six Sigma will give you the job everywhere in the world. Okay. Every company wants to see improvements. But every project saves around minimum $200,000 to $300,000, sometimes $1 million also. And the stakes are very high in companies, bigger companies, in Middle East, in Europe, US, etc. So this is almost mandatory for every company to run Lean Six Sigma projects. In India also, the same thing is there. And in either in India or abroad, wherever you want to get a job, your job opportunities drastically increase. If I were to choose a person, they are having same skills, and one person is a green belt, another person is not, I will choose a green belt. Okay, one of the question is, some of the organizations are having one strategic problem, but focusing on others. Yeah, so you have to find the root cause. Lean Six Sigma can help you to get the root cause. Like, for example, here I wanted to increase the scores and I was focusing on, let's say, attendance. Maybe attendance was not the cause. So you have to see the correlationship. So when you see the correlation of the X and Y factors, you can focus on the right X factor. The Y is the result, X is the cause. And focusing on the result is not going to give you any benefits. Don't focus on the results. Results are not in your hands. Focus on the X factors. If you focus on the X factors, result will be delivered. Are there any AI tools that support Six Sigma? The Six Sigma itself is contributes to the AI tool. So whatever AI, when we teach AI, I did not show you any hypothesis test. For yellow belt, generally we don't cover that. But AI, you have got this box plots, scatter plots, regression models, binary logistic regression, chi-square, ANOVA, everything is part of the AI. So sometimes jokingly we say that for the last 25 years, we have been using AI without calling it AI to improve your processes in the industries. So the data science, which we call it today, has got a very big name, data science, AI, machine learning. We were teaching this for the last 25 years in our Six Sigma courses. So now, to answer your question, are there any AI tools that support Six Sigma? So there are all the AI tools, all AI tools support everything. So Six Sigma also. So, but I would say it's rather than Lean Six Sigma supports the AI. Yeah, so I would rather say that way. But yeah, to answer your question, answer is yes. It supports. There are lots of, use every tool, right from ChatGPT to all generic tools. Yes, they support and this. But there is no specific AI tool for Six Sigma. Okay. Great. Any other questions? How can we contact you for appropriate course with your guidance? So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, write a message to LinkedIn, or my team would put, here LinkedIn, my LinkedIn profile is put, link is given here. You can connect with me, you can write to me, or you can also write to inquiry@anexas.net in case you are interested in learning further about green belt or black belt or a master black belt. You can join my courses. Most welcome. We have a student price, a separate student discount in case you are interested. Okay, great. So if there are no other questions, then we can, I'll hand it over to Dr. Mishta.
Thank you, sir. As we come to the close of today's enlightening session on Six Sigma, I'll take the opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of Faculty of Commerce and Management from Kalinga University. First and foremost, I extend a very sincere thanks to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Amitabh Saxena, for sharing his valuable insight and experience with us, and also to the enthusiastic students who were the part of this entire session, and they have asked lot many questions, and I hope so they'll make most out of it. And my special thanks to Dr. Jyotsna Divedi and Mr. Shubham Singh Chandel, who were extremely with me for the entire session, and they have taken all the approvals and everything pain to conduct this session. And last thank to Pavitra ma'am, who was with me for the entire planning from planning to execution of this particular event. Thank you, sir, and we hope for more sessions on from you itself.
Most welcome.